thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
What up, YouTube? My name is Jordan Lance, and welcome to Red Eye Racing. Now today, normally we have American muscle cars on the channel. You know, we're all about that American muscle, baby, USA. But today, we're gonna do something against our values. Today we are going to Eurocar down in Orange County, and we're going to check out all of the foreign, awesome, beautiful Ferraris, Lambos, McLarens, Mercedes, all the crazy cars down there. We are going to go down there and see what we could potentially get in the future for the channel. Now, not saying that we are going to break out from our domestic powerhouses and break out to something foreign, but maybe potentially somewhere down the line we want a Huracan, or we want an Aventador, or maybe we want a freaking F12, or you know, 488, an F8 Tributo, maybe we want a 570S, maybe we want a 765 LT. You never know, you never know.
Options are endless.
I have to say, I appreciate all the cars. I love all cars and their beauty and how powerful they are, and how, you know, how much work went into creating them, and how much each car, you know, year after year beats the records of the previous cars, and just how it's pushing the limits of technology. So definitely want to head down there, see something different on the channel, see how beautiful these cars are, and see how crazy those price tags are. Yeah, so we're gonna cruise down to Orange County right now, and I'm gonna take my lovely girlfriend out for a date after. So we're just gonna make a nice little day of it, as the restaurants are now open for outdoor dining in California, and we're not chained to our beds now, so that's nice. Thanks, Gavin Newsom, you douche. But anyways, we're gonna go down to Orange County now and have some fun. Let's go. Look at that sexy ass Huracan. Oh yeah, we ready to see some crazy foreign cars. Let's do it. Alright guys, so unfortunately my lovely girlfriend decided to record everything at the showroom in slow motion. So I am going to actually make it even better. We're gonna do a video within a video, me talking here about the cars that I'm about to show you in slow motion. So yeah, so the place is awesome. Right when you go in, beautiful reception area. They got a McLaren 720S, 2020 Huracan Evo, just Aventador, just beautiful cars right there when you walk in. Really nice facilities, bathrooms, and then you walk through the reception area into this massive showroom, as you saw right in the intro. So yeah, I'll take you through all the cars right now. Alright guys, so we start with this unbelievable McLaren 720S when you walk into the showroom. I mean, just beautiful color, got the exhaust pipes coming out the back. I mean, McLaren has been the just optimal car if you want to go fast, right? It's a Spider, so not only is it just beautiful, it has a convertible top in there. I mean, the lines on this car are insane. You know, the Aventadors and the Huracans styling is absolutely beautiful. And when you see these Aventadors in person, you really start to see just why people love Lambo so much. But this McLaren is just way faster. I mean, those twin turbos in there, once you get top end, just kick in and are just out of control, right? So absolutely beautiful McLaren 720S in there. Then we hop over to this 2020 Huracan Evo. and it's just as beautiful in this orange colorway. Also a Spider, orange interior to go with the Alcantara everywhere. I mean, then we hop around to the front right here, as you guys can see, and you just got that mean looking Lamborghini front. It's just like the Batmobile. It's so beautiful. Those headlights are insane with the kind of V styling lights. They got 2 on each side. I mean, if I was gonna buy any car in this place, it would be really hard to walk by this one. So kudos to Eurocar for throwing it right in the front of the showroom. I mean, it's the first car when you walk in, you see this one. So just immaculate. You can see this interior right here. I mean, who wouldn't want to be sitting in that while they're driving? The orange stitching, the Lamborghini stitched in the headrest, the bull emblem. Then you look at this interior, it's just so beautiful. It's all updated because it's 2020. Then they have this Aventador in there, which actually died when we were there, right when we walked in. They jump started it, so I got to hear it roaring. The presence of an Aventador is unmatched by any car in that showroom, and there's every car in there. So this thing is absolutely incredible. You can see the wheels are just beautiful, and to be able to just hear it roaring was insane. I mean, it's an SVJ. That Aventador on the door sill lights up. Got the little Italian flag badge right there, and the little scoops to the engine to help cool it down are just massive. This wing is massive. The exhaust pipes coming out are insane, and just we were actually listening to it roar right here, and it was blowing smoke onto the camera screen. It was just gorgeous. One of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen in my entire life. Those little holes in the exhaust pipes are just beautiful. Nice Lamborghini badge. I mean, the tail lights are just, everything on this car is incredible, guys. The fact you can see through to that V12 engine is just incredible. Then you got another SVJ over here, which might have been my favorite car. Definitely top 3. I mean, it's a matte red with gold wheels. As you know, the GT500 is red with some gold wheels, so I loved this car. You can actually see the Alcantara dash through the windshield. There's just Alcantara everywhere, guys. They spared no expense on this thing. This is a $615,000 car, used. Are you kidding me? I can't imagine what the price tag was brand new. So just absolutely beautiful. Red interior to match the red exterior. It is just one of a kind. And like I said, the presence of these Aventadors were just something special. Just how wide and how beautifully crafted they are. Like I said, it reminds you of the Batmobile. I mean, if these were black, of course, but the red suede interior to match this matte red exterior. Then you throw gold wheels on it. I mean, over 700 horsepower. It's just insane. And they have it sitting right next to another red Aventador. Now, the next one was not an SVJ, but also just absolutely incredible. You can see this paint. So you go from the matte to the gloss. Got these crazy silver wheels on it. I mean, this one also has red interior. It's a leather on this Aventador, but it also has 3-piece wheels that are just, I mean, this is just artwork right here, guys. You don't even want to touch them. I mean, you're not allowed to touch them, but you don't want to touch them because you don't want to put a fingerprint on this car that would take away from the beauty. I mean, you check out this interior. Tell me you wouldn't want to jump in there and hit the gas pedal in that thing, have the engine behind you just absolutely roaring. I mean, it looks like a fighter jet cockpit. It's just so pretty. I mean, you understand why everyone loves Lamborghini, right? You can see this engine through the back right here, the tail lights just going crazy. I mean, to see these two cars next to each other was just definitely a treat. But there are some other cars like this one, the McLaren 720S. They had 2 720Ss, one in the showroom, one in the reception area, one right in the showroom right here. And like I talked about earlier, you know, it might not be as beautiful as the Aventadors and the styling might not be the same, but this is just fast, guys. If you want something that just goes fast, this is it. And not only do they have this, they have a 765 LT that's even faster. So McLaren is really killing the game in terms of speed. Those twin turbos, like I said, once those things kick in, if you're doing 60 to 130s or even at the strip from dead stop, once those things kick in, this McLaren is gone. Then right next to it is a 675 LT with orange interior. Man, it's got this all carbon front lip, just an incredible spec for a 675 LT. I think this one was also pushing 300,000. This 720S over here was 320,000. So then they got the McLaren orange interior, which is gorgeous. I mean, you can't say anything bad about this car, that is for sure. Now, I think McLarens look like bugs from the front, but that is a bug that you're not gonna squash, my friends. I mean, look at this interior right here. The orange racing seats to match the orange racing belts. I mean, you definitely can't go wrong if you decided to go McLaren over Lamborghini. Now the styling on the Lamborghini might be a little better, but like I said, once these twin turbos kick in, you are not going to regret that decision that you bought one of these McLarens, that's for sure. So yeah, it was awesome. I mean, down the line I went Aventador, 720S, 675 LT, and then they had a 488 just sitting in the front right there. Then you go to these guys, another Lamborghini product, the Uruses or Urus, not sure exactly how you say it, but it doesn't matter because these things are absolutely beautiful. I mean, you go from an Aventador or Huracan where you can only fit you and one other to a 5-passenger car. It's like the Trackhawk, but just on steroids. I mean, this is an over 600 horsepower car that you fit a family of 5 in. You got plenty of trunk space to haul the goods, groceries. It could be a grocery getter. Now, it's gonna cost you 250 grand, but man, is this a beautiful car. And I've heard them on the road driving. I mean, they just sound incredible. For an SUV, this is everyone's goal right here, obviously. And this white one was specced out with beautiful wheels. It has windshield tint, all the windows are tinted. Also has a little Italian flag badge. Massive Brembos in there with some Pirellis on it. Just incredible car. And I've seen some wide body versions of the Uruses and they're just so gorgeous. But man, would love to have one of these in the garage, or at least have my girlfriend have one of these things. I mean, just an incredible beast, and they just did a great job converting from their, you know, Huracan and Aventadors to that beast. Then we got this Rhino over here. I'm not even sure who manufactures it, if it's like a one-off manufacturer, if someone owns this brand, but just looks like a tank that's ready for war. It's got a wide body package on it, massive wheels and tires, got a little lift kit. It's got a tow hitch on the front, just looks like a machine, light bar up top, crazy front grille with the massive Rhino badge on it. I mean, this thing looks like a Rhino. It was definitely noticeable in the showroom, even amongst all those monster cars. So if you're looking for a truck, an off-road type of deal, I mean, hard to pass this thing up. I'm not sure what the MSRP was on this guy, but just definitely had a presence in that showroom. And then we will get to our next step over here to the right, which is the Rolls corner. They had a row of Rolls Royces. This is a Phantom right here. Suicide doors, crazy black paint with the red stripe on it, you know, crazy wheels, red Brembos. And, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Rolls Royce, just because I think they, for the price tag, I think you could get something better, more exciting. But I mean, you can't hate on anyone that had a Phantom that has a Cullinan. I mean, the Cullinans are just beautiful. If you've seen Vehicle Virgin's video on his Cullinan, he takes it off-roading. I mean, that thing's a monster. So yeah, this black Phantom was just gorgeous. And then there's a white one to the right of this one, also just incredible. I mean, it has red interior, and you know we love red around here. So yeah, these two cars were definitely awesome. Cool to see these. You can see the red stitching up on the dash as well. Some awesome details from Rolls. Now I know it's a BMW product, so some people stay away from those, but hey, we had a USA car in here, baby. Let's go. Had a C7 Z06. obviously a great car, fast car, over 700 horsepower. Just love the styling on this beast, classic Corvette. And then the interior was a brown interior, so just beautiful. You can see it shining, man. It's just, they had gray lighting in there, obviously, but man, this car was definitely shining. So really cool to see an American car in there. It was obviously like a trade-in that someone bought a foreign with, but yeah, it was cool to see an American car amongst all the foreign monsters, and this car can keep up in every way. So yeah, definitely an awesome car. My uncle actually has a C7 Z06 that he absolutely loves. The rear of this car is awesome as well. It has a nice spoiler up there with the wicker bill, and then you drop down to see those classic Corvette 4 exhaust pipe exits, for the quad tips, essentially all right next to each other, and you can't beat that. You can't go wrong with the quad tip exit right there. So definitely like this one. Then we hopped over to the Ferrari row, and they had an F12. This F12 was crazy. Windshield tint, had a matte white with this Italian stripe down the front of it. V12 in this monster. Now it's not a mid-engine car. The V12 is in the front, but I've seen some straight piped F12s and FFs, so they just sound absolutely ridiculous. Complete F1 exhaust if you straight pipe that thing. So there's an F12 just to the left of it as well. But yeah, to see, I didn't really like how short they were. They were a little shorter than the 458s and 488s, but still just an awesome car. I mean, you can't go wrong. It was like 260,000, so you know, just a quick 260, just easy, you know, send a wire, pick it up, it's all good. But yeah, then we start going down the row of Ferraris. I'm not sure what this blue gray one was. It was an older one, but then we get to the 458 right here, and there's actually a 458 Spider just to the right of it. So love these headlights on the 458. They're just so aggressive. That front grille has definitely lasted for a long time. Not sure what the first year of the 458 was. I want to say 2011, but this styling has stood the test of time even 10 years later. I mean, what a beautiful car. I think these were like 2013 and 2014s, but they look brand new. So I mean, you cannot go wrong with the 458. I did like the 488s a little better, but would not be upset to be driving a 458 ever. I've actually driven my boss's 458, which has a blue Nero exterior with the brown leather interior. It's just a beautiful spec. It's exactly how I would do it. But yeah, I mean, you can just see the way this guy's shining right here. Super aggressive styling. And when you get in a Ferrari, there's no park button, there's no drive button. You put the key in, you hit the paddle shifter up one, and you're in drive. If you want to go into park, you take the key out. So there's not too many buttons, not too many features in there, but it's meant for driving. So that's one of the things I love about Ferraris, and the 458 in particular, is it's just a driver's car. It just wants to be driven. It wants you to hear the mid-engine sounds behind you and just keep it roaring at high RPM. So just an awesome car, and you can see the diamond stitch black leather interior in this one. Very simple interior. It's not super exquisite, just drive. So that's why we love this guy. But yeah, you can see the engine through here. That's how I would do it too. You don't want to black tint this one. Some people I see that, 5% tint this window right here. I would leave that thing clear, maybe like a 80%. But so you could see through it, of course, but so it's blocking some of the heat from the sun. But yeah, man, definitely a awesome car right here. It's got the 3 exhaust pipe exit. That's one of the ways you can tell it's a 458. The 488s just have 2, and they're a little higher, but they also have some vents up here above the engine, above the tail lights right there, where air comes through as well. The 488s don't have that. Yeah, and here's the Spider, as you can see. Also just a beautiful car, and it's awesome that it's a hard top convertible. So the top will actually flip over backwards. So this back part right here that you're looking at lifts up, the top flips over backwards, and then the back flips back on top of it. And then it's just a wide open road. So yeah, here's another 458. You can see that engine is a V8, about 560 horsepower. Then we saw this crazy Aston Martin. Now, there weren't too many Astons, but this one definitely caught our eye with this paint job, this kind of lime yellow green. Just an awesome car, beautiful tint package on it. Reminds me of 007 and James Bond, as it should for you guys too. A very villainous car, and man, is it just a beautiful car. There are some Astons that I'm not a huge fan of, but I think this was a Vantage, a newer one, like a 2019 or a 2020. Very low miles and a great price on it, so that one's not going to last very long. By the time I post this video, it might not even be there. So just a really cool car, and has some cool history behind it, and movies and showbiz and that kind of stuff. So definitely awesome. I'll let you see the front grille here in just a second. Yeah, awesome car. And now here's a little shot of the 488s right here. I think this is our last scene, so I will say goodbye to you guys for the video in the video. But yeah, you can see the engine through this 488. A little more updated than the 458, and just an outstanding car. Here's a 488 Spider right next to it. Alright guys, we just finished up a Eurocar, saw a bunch of sick cars. Really love that Aventador SVJ with the gold wheels in red. Just an absolute nasty spec. We saw some cool 488s, saw a couple awesome 720Ss, a Huracan Evo 2020. Yeah, and there's just something about the way the Lambo looks that is just unmatched. Yes, the McLaren is faster, but there's nothing like the way the Lambo looks. So I think that's what I'm shooting for. We're striving towards in the distance is that Huracan, but still McLaren is still, you know, ringing in my ears. Love the 570S and how fast it is. Love the 720S, obviously. That might be a little out of the range. Definitely love the 488 and the way that looked. The 458 I'm not super in love with, but that 488 is definitely awesome. So yeah, definitely striving for something in that range. 488, 570S or 720S, or Huracan, or maybe cheaper Aventador or something like that. So eventually guys, we may be bringing that to the channel, but for now, USA all the way, baby. GT 500, 1,000 million trillion horsepower red eye. Let's go. Jordan Lance, Red Eye Racing, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.